Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spoilers and Theories video for NCIS Season 13, Episode 22, Homefront. So we're getting down to the final 3 episodes of the season, which means finale arc. So even though this is the Homefront Spoilers and Theories video, we're also going to dabble into some other aspects of the finale arc, because at this point I think they're pretty much all connected. So let's begin. This is the official press release for Homefront. The promo is very flashy, and not in like an extravagant way, but in like a everything is screaming at me way. I feel like anything that's happening on screen at any given moment is important, and it's just a lot to keep up with. So essentially, from beginning to end, it's a young boy in a closet, and there's like a gun. He's like, I have to do it. Shows Vance looking very distraught, and talking to Gibbs, and then Tony pushes a bald man. Let's talk about that later. Gibbs is running in and out of the ICU, which we will also mention in a minute or so. I think they're also like shutting down the Navy Yard, which is a lot. There's also a shootout and explosions through windows. And then finally, Michelle Obama is in this episode. Yes. Theories. Wow. I'm assuming the little boy who like fought off a robber or something, somehow that'll connect more into the plot. I believe they're shutting down the Navy Yard in the promo, or like putting restraints on it, which is a lot happening. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with why Vance looks distraught, or if they're just two completely different ends of the episode. The shootout. I've tried to guess where that shootout is happening. At first I could have sworn it was at Vance's house, but upon further investigation, I'm not so sure, because even though the window paneling and color looks the same, and there's also like a dining room table, and I know he is the dining room table by the windows because Shabbat Shalom happened, but some of like the window design itself looks a little different, so I'm unsure where that is. Why is there a shootout? Probably the spies. I'm assuming they're involved somehow. Let's talk about Tony pushing that man. Okay, so it's literally just Tony shoving a bald man in a suit. And I immediately thought, oh my god, that's Trent Court. I couldn't find that confirmation. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but I couldn't find it. If it is Trent Court, it doesn't not make sense. He is British after all. Yeah, I mean, if it's Trent Court, I think it just got even more interesting. But then again, it totally might not be, because as I've said before, it was literally just a bald man in a suit. But you know what? We'll see. The ICU. The press release for the episode after this says that everyone's still out hunting the spies, except that one of their comrades has been left in the ICU. Gibbs is literally walking around the ICU, so I'm assuming it's not him. Unless by left they literally mean like, ugh, McGee forgot Gibbs at the ICU. We'll just pick him up tomorrow. I would not be surprised if it was Tony. Again, like it'd be weird to have him out of action so close to his last episode. But I mean, it would leave some time for like self-discovery, thinking about his future and stuff like that. Speaking of which, an article came out about a week and a half ago, several articles actually. It was confirmed that Ziva would have an impact on Tony's reason to leave. And the way it was phrased at some parts was pretty heavy. Like it was like, one of the quotes from Gary Glasberg was something along the lines of, there is not an aspect of Tony DiNozzo that Ziva David has not been a part of, which is like, whew, wow, alright, I like it. So then a lot of people, myself included, were like, ooh, okay, so there's probably like a strong chance of her coming back at this point. Then she was apparently speaking at a college later that weekend where she said that she wasn't going to be in the end of this season. And then there's always going to be stuff like, maybe she's contractually obligated to say that she's not going to be in the episode, so it's a surprise and not to spoil anything. But right now, I'm just running with the idea that she's not physically in it, which I believe still means that there's a way that she can have a reasonably strong influence on his departure. A couple reviews back, I made the comparison between Ziva's departure and Tony's departure, where it was both kind of like an identity struggle that was happening. And I'm wondering if that's kind of what that impact is, like him finally understanding a lot of what she was going through and maybe taking that into consideration upon himself. I'm not gonna lie, if all they did was say like, yep, that Ziva was great, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. I'm really hoping, especially after those articles, that there will be a reasonable amount of Ziva things happening. I 100% understand that it's Tony's finale arc and it's not Ziva's finale arc. I think it'd be a little not great to go through his entire finale arc and just pretend like Ziva never existed. I think Ziva made a strong impact on Tony, and I think Tony made a strong impact on Ziva. They can be two strong whole characters and still embrace that connection between them, which I'm really hoping this finale arc does, at least a little bit. Will Tony die? I don't know. I don't know, but I doubt it. There was one article that came out, and it was literally this man asking Gary Glassberg in like 50 different ways whether or not Tony will die. And just the way he was phrasing some things, like he's not in it for the shock value. Some characters do die at the end of their arc, but then again, there are some that like ride off into the sunset. I feel like it would just be kind of, I mean, not that death is ever really fair, but I think from a television show standpoint, we've opened so many aspects of Tony's personality up. We've begun to acknowledge that he is lacking this like strong family or these strong relationships, and that there's still so much more he has to do in his life. And from a television show standpoint, I think it'd be kind of a waste of potential to just kill him. So I'm hoping that they keep him around. He does get a chance to ride off into the sunset and have that successful life. So that's about it for the spoilers and theories video for Homefront / several other episodes in this arc. I'm so pumped. I'm sad that Mike Weatherly / Tony is leaving, but I'm very excited to see this episode and this whole arc. So I will see you guys for the recap and review of Homefront.